Picture this: a football showdown so utterly lopsided that it rewrites the record books and leaves fans scratching their heads in amazement. On October 5th, 2025, the Houston Texans unleashed a torrent of offense, cruising to a stunning 44-10 victory over the Baltimore Ravens in a game that felt more like a practice session than a high-stakes NFL clash. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this a fair fight, or did the Ravens' mounting injuries turn it into an unfair mismatch? Stick around as we dive into the details, and you might just find yourself questioning everything you thought you knew about team resilience and preparation. In Baltimore, quarterback C.J. Stroud lit up the scoreboard with an impressive 244 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, leading the Texans to not only their most decisive road win ever, but also inflicting the Ravens' biggest home defeat in franchise history. For beginners wondering what that means, a road win is when a team wins away from their home stadium. And this one was particularly dominant, with Houston outscoring Baltimore by a whopping 34 points on enemy turf. The Ravens, struggling at 1-4 on the season, were hit hard by absences that went beyond just one key player. Star quarterback Lamar Jackson, a 2-time MVP, that's Most Valuable Player, awarded annually to the league's top performer, sat out, and that was only the tip of the iceberg. Defensive stalwarts like Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, and Marlon Humphrey, think of them as the team's elite protectors who stop opposing offenses, were also sidelined. To make matters worse, the Ravens had already been dealing with a weakened defense due to a neck injury that ended Nnamdi Madubuike's season early. They were further depleted without all-pro fullback Patrick Ricard, a versatile player who helps in blocking and short yardage runs, and tackle Ronnie Stanley, a lineman crucial for protecting the quarterback. On the flip side, the Texans, now 2-3, dominated statistically, racking up 417 total yards compared to Baltimore's 207. This marked their second consecutive win after a rough start with 3 losses. Houston's offense was unstoppable, scoring on their first 8 drives. In football terms, a drive is a team's attempt to move the ball down the field and score, typically starting from their own end zone. Stroud, who completed 23 of 27 passes, exited the game after that blistering start, handing over to the backup. For Baltimore, Cooper Rush managed 179 passing yards, but was picked off 3 times. That's when the opposing team intercepts the ball, turning a potential scoring opportunity into a turnover. The Ravens have now dropped 10 of their last 12 games without Jackson, highlighting how reliant they are on his dynamic playmaking. And this is the part most people miss. Before the season kicked off, this matchup was penciled in as one of Houston's toughest tests. The Texans had lost 6 straight games to Baltimore and hadn't scored a single offensive touchdown in their last 3 encounters. But that all changed dramatically on Sunday. The Texans kicked things off with a bang, marching 67 yards in 10 plays on their opening drive and capping it with a 5-yard touchdown pass from Stroud to Xavier Hutchinson. Baltimore tried to lean on their running game, featuring Derrick Henry, arguably their most formidable healthy player, known for his powerful rushes. However, Houston's defense easily stacked the box against him, forcing Baltimore into a 7-minute, 26-second drive that only resulted in a field goal on their first possession. As the game progressed, Stroud kept the fireworks going with 10-yard touchdown passes to Nico Collins and Hutchinson late in the second quarter. In the third, Nick Chubb added a 27-yard rushing touchdown, pushing Houston's lead to 34-3. By then, the energy on the field resembled a preseason game, those exhibition matches before the regular season where teams experiment with rookies and backups. The Ravens had numerous young players and substitutes filling in, and it showed. Cooper Rush finally hit Zay Flowers on a deep pass, setting up Henry's 1-yard touchdown run to make it 34-10. Stroud wrapped up the scoring with a 4-yard pass to Jalen Noel, sealing the 41-10 lead. For context, the Ravens' only other home loss by 34 points came in 2013 against New England, 41-7. And Houston had a similar 41-7 road win over Tennessee back in 2011. The Texans also shattered their own franchise record for points scored away from home, having hit 41 points only 3 times before. Adding a layer of drama, Baltimore cornerback Nate Wiggins, who returned after elbowing his elbow the previous week, underwent concussion protocol during the game but was cleared to continue. The Ravens have one more game before a much-needed bye week, hosting the Los Angeles Rams next Sunday. Houston, meanwhile, gets a week off before traveling to Seattle for a Monday night matchup on October 20th. Now, let's stir the pot a bit. Some might argue that Baltimore's injury woes are a valid excuse for such a thrashing, painting it as an unfortunate circumstance rather than a reflection of the team's overall strength. But here's a controversial take. Could this blowout signal deeper systemic issues in Baltimore's roster management or coaching? Were the Texans simply that much better, or did the absences expose vulnerabilities that might haunt the Ravens all season? What do you think? Does a team's depth, their ability to withstand injuries, define true championship potential, or is this just a blip on the radar? Do you side with the underdogs, or does dominance like this make you question the NFL's parity? Share your hot takes in the comments below. Agreement, disagreement, or wild theories welcome.